Very good morning to one and all present here. I, Avishi Gupta, along with my co-host Hardik Chaudhary, welcome you all to the ninth Global Leader Research Conference pre-conference workshop by Mr. Mithilesh Singh, co-founder and CEO, AI Simplify USA and Meditech Innovation India.
Amity is an institution driven towards excellence in the areas of knowledge, training, and research. Under the strategic and visionary leadership of our respected founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan sir, Chancellor Dr. Atul Chauhan sir, Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Balwinder Shukla ma'am, and our beloved Dean FMS and Director, Amity Business School, Professor Dr. Sanjeev Bansal sir, the institution has scaled unprecedented heights.
We are privileged to have with us Dean FMS and Director, Amity Business School, Professor Dr. Sanjeev Bansal sir. He is an admired academician. It is under his strategic leadership that Amity Business School has scaled unprecedented heights and has been ranked in the top 10 business schools of India by many ranking agencies. In an acclaimed career span of about 32 years in teaching, research, and consultancy, he has been invited to be a part of several prestigious academic and professional bodies. And he, in his advisory capacity, has steered them to success. We, we warmly invite Sir to please come and join us for the welcome address.
We also have with us our session coordinator, Professor Dr. Anita Vinayak ma'am. With 23 plus years of teaching experience, Professor Dr. Anita Vinayak ma'am leads the Department of Information Technology at Amity Business School, Noida. She serves as the editor of Amity Journal of Energy and Environment Studies and has contributed to the EPG Pathshala initiative by UGC and MHRD. We welcome you, ma'am.
We have with us a session facilitator, Dr. Samad Sharma sir. With 15 plus years in corporate training, research, and teaching, Sir is an Allahabad University graduate and holds a PhD from Aligarh Muslim University. Specializing in strategic management, data analytics, and global growth strategies, he is currently an assistant professor at Amity Business School, contributing significantly to the academia. We welcome you, sir. Before we commence a session, I request Anita ma'am to present a sapling and token of gratitude to our esteemed guest, Mr. Mithilesh Singh sir. This gesture upholds the time-honored tradition of amity. We would request Samad sir to join Anita ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
We are privileged to have with us Mr. Mithilesh Singh. Sir is the co-founder and CEO at Meditech Innovations and is a passionate, humorous corporate trainer. He has a great experience in training small and large group of diverse industries. Sir has 25 years of experience in artificial intelligence, machine learning, medical, critical care, as well as many business startups. He has a passion in solving real world problems in healthcare, finance, and other industries. Prior to this position, he was a software engineering manager at Quark Software Inc. and also worked as a business intelligence analyst at Blue Star Limited. Sir pursued BTech from Karnataka University, Dharwad in mechanical robotics control engineering with distinction. He did strategies and skill management as well as cognitive neurology from University of Michigan and learned applied statistics and machine learning from Stanford University. We would like to invite Sir to take forward the session.
Good morning, everyone. So let's start with a motivating screen. One the reality of certain. Can expect a salary of 10 lakh to 30 lakh rupees per annum. No data science can expect this. Believe me, this is the fact. Many of my students, with just having 1 year of experience, got a job of 34 lakh rupees, got a job 17 to 20 lakh rupees. That's difficult. If you have the capabilities, you can. So in this session, I will cover two parts. Basic introduction of AI machine learning, and workshop we will work on the data set, and together we will see how to use the basic Python algorithms, the machine learning algorithms. We will get a basic flavor, the power of machine learning AI. So I hope this complete 3 hour session will be definitely memorable and you will learn a lot. Yes, so we are in the revelation of business process. I have started machine learning concept in year 2010. At that time, the topic Python was still not easy. It was really very complicated. So the very first project I done with some of my friends in Netherlands is the medical sublingual microscope kind of project. So in 2010, the Netherlands, Germany, they were extensively using this particular machine learning and all those things in the medical industry. Okay. Just wait a minute, please. उसके बाद मैं वो अपना गिफ्ट का नोटबुक ऑन कर लूँगा तो नहीं इसको yes. Hello. Okay, so the application of machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science, it has no boundary. Almost all the industries, you say the name like as medical industry, pharma industry, research organizations, HRD, banking sector, stock market prediction, agriculture, everywhere there is a huge application of artificial intelligence, means learning from data. So this is myself, Mithilesh Singh. I am a mentor trainer, artificial intelligence, machine learning. I have associated with various corporate training program also. And there are many engineering colleges and the working professionals are in my batch, and I'm helping them to make a good transition in data science industry. So you can add my WhatsApp number, and if you will just send me the hello message. So in future, suppose you required any kind of support, if you are building any project, you stuck somewhere, I can help you. So please just note down, this is my WhatsApp number. Okay, so the Industrial Revolution 4.0. What is this 4.0? It's all about reimagining business process. As a human, on the basis of our experience, we make some decision. Experience means we have all the historical data in our brain. We are making some kind of mathematical calculations. We are using the probability statistics. And on the basis of that, we make some decision. If you just take the example of a doctor, he make the interpretation on the CT scan report on the basis of his experience. Suppose he has the experience of some 1,000 patients he has already treated. So he can make the prediction of any tumor, any kind of things on the basis of his experience. Just take the example. If he had the opportunity to learn from millions of images, so naturally the prediction will be much better. So the same power is available in the machine. The same power in any industry, like as in financial sector also. The forensic investigation of bank, if a human is doing this, all those things, on the basis of his experience, he can find some kind of fraud transactions. In the HRD department, a HR manager recruit different positions people on the basis of his or her experience. But the same thing, the image parser able to do automatically. Image is resume parser. Resume parser, we prepare our resume in the PDF format. So it automatically read your experience, your year of pass out, what skill set you have as per the requirement. And it automatically filter the resume for the interview. That is the ATS filtration process. This is nothing but this is the, in the back end, they are using the artificial intelligence, machine learning. In the insurance sector also, if you want to find the fraud claim anything, so here also a lots of, there are advantages available if you build a model with the help of machine learning. So this industry 4.0 is not, it is not just associated with manufacturing, but it is in all the business activities. So the pillar of industrial revolution 4.0 is artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, cyber security, cloud computing, internet of things. In the combination of all those things is the industrial revolution 4.0. So what make humans intelligent? On the basis of educational qualification, experience, we can say yes, he's having lots of experience. He has solved many real-time problems. He's an intelligent person. On the basis of his educational qualification, he developed the knowledge in different environments. That makes a human intelligent. Okay. So he can learn, think, make decision. Then we can say yes, he is an intelligent person. So what if human can train the machine? We can train the machine. What happened? This is all about the artificial intelligence. So a machine can also as equal as or even better than a human. So this machine can see, can make an analysis, can understand as a human. Machine can also think as a human. This is all about the artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science. So machine can think, can make decision. So as a human, he learned everything automatically from the experience, from his educational qualification. Machine can also learn from the past data. If you feed more data, it will overcome its mistake. This is also machine can do. We are learning from our mistakes. Machines are also learning from their mistakes. So the data paradox, most important part is the data. Artificial intelligence, machine learning needs data. Data needs artificial intelligence to make the interpretation and all those things. So if the data is good, our prediction is good. It's just like garbage in, garbage out. So if you have the domain knowledge, you can understand the data. If you don't have the domain knowledge, you will not understand the data. If you have done master in finance, if you have done master in HRD, marketing, so naturally you have some specialization. You have the domain knowledge of related industry. You can read the data because machine is expecting the data from you. Whatever data you will provide to the machine will learn from it. It is just like you are teaching a 5-year, 6-year old kid. Whatever you will teach, the kid will learn. After a little amount of information, the kid will learn many things by itself. But the important is what information you are giving. So if you are an athlete, you can teach your kid keeping all those things in your mind. So your domain knowledge play a very important role in this particular industry. No matter whether you are a computer science engineer or you are master in marketing, a computer science graduate will not give a very good solution in the business world. You as a MBA in the marketing, you have the domain expertise. So machine learning, artificial intelligence, it's not a software programming basically. It is how to use the particular program which is pre-written. Most of the programs are pre-written. You have to just import those programs and connect all those things in a pipeline. Pipeline, simply you can connect the dots like that. Suppose you have a water purifier at your home. Inside the water purifier, there are many filters. You can replace the filter number 4 in place of filter number 1, 2, 3 as per the water quality. Water is nothing but the data. You want a pure data. You have created a pipeline. So if you have the knowledge about the water, its qualities, you can choose the correct filter. This is all about using the artificial intelligence, machine learning in the real world scenario. But the most important thing is the data. Every 60 seconds on the internet, you can see there are lots of companies. Everywhere, whatever you are doing, directly, indirectly, intentionally, unintentionally, the companies are collecting your data. If you're buying anything on the Amazon, Flipkart, basically they are collecting your data. Your interest, your choice, your color, what is your buying pattern, they know all things very well. So here Netflix, YouTube, these are in every 60 seconds, this amount of data they are collecting. It's a huge. So there are a huge amount of data, but to understand the data, this is all about machine learning, artificial intelligence. To understand the data. So everyone is looking for intelligent people. Remember this thing. Every company, they are basically, the most important factor is how intelligent you are, how quick learner you are. So basically there are 3 categories of artificial intelligence: narrow or weak artificial intelligence, general, and artificial super intelligence. So artificial super intelligence surpass human intelligence also. So whatever right now most of the industries are doing, they are doing some specialized work, specific task. They are building the model. Building the model means basically they are creating a mathematical formula. I think you all have the ideas of why we build the model, what is the purpose of building a model. Just take the example of a medical sector only. If a doctor wants to know whether the person having a cardiovascular disease or not, he will ask for many tests: ECG, blood pressure, stress test mill, Holter monitoring system, thalassemia, lots of tests they will ask. And the doctor, on the basis of his experience, he will get a final prediction whether the person having a cardiovascular disease or not. So these all data are available in the hospitals. Now a particular doctor having the experience of some 1,000 patients, but a machine can read from millions of data, and the machine can give a much better prediction than a doctor. So we can build a model of a specific purpose for the to predict the cardiovascular disease. We can build a model for the specific purpose to filter the required candidate. That model will be the resume parsing, reading from the PDF files. So as per your requirement. So first of all, we have to decide what is the requirement, what we want. So this is the first, we have to understand the problem statement. This is the most important thing. It looks very easy, but it is the most critical part to understand the problem statement. What problem we can solve? If you join a company, they don't have most of the time they don't have a ready-made problem. You have to give the ideas that we can improve in this areas. We can improve the efficiency with the help of machine learning by reading the data. So if you are good in this thing, and this particular work required 20 to 30% of time. Suppose you have joined a company as a data scientist, as a data analyst. So as we see on the Google, internet, if you watch many YouTube videos, they are providing some ready-made data, and you are just building the model, and in 2 hour, 3 hour, or 2 days, 3 days, your model is ready. This is not the real world scenario. In the real world, you have to understand the problem and what is the optimal solution, what optimal solution you can provide. Then next part will be to collect the data from different source, from different APIs, clean the data, prepare the data, because garbage in, garbage out. If your raw material is not good, you cannot expect a good finished product. So this is all about the specialization in doing the solution in a specialized field. And we are creating some kind of cognitive abilities in our machine. That's the strong AI. And when the AI will surpass human intelligence, that is the super intelligent artificial intelligence you have done. So as we have discussed, there is a huge opportunity in artificial intelligence field. You name gaming, astronomy, healthcare, transport, agriculture, education, e-commerce, entertainment, robotics, automatics, social media, data security, finance, everywhere, banking sector, stock market prediction, everywhere. It's all depends how intelligent you are, what kind of domain expertise you have. And every company is looking for intelligent people. Salary is not a constant. This looks tough at the beginning. How a company can give me 30 lakh, 40 lakh rupees salary? Believe me, it's not a dream. If you have the capability with just having 1 year of experience, means just having some few good projects, whatever you have done, what different kind of solutions you have given, you can. So basically the data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, these all are connected. Artificial intelligence, basically it is a domain. It is you can say, it's a umbrella which is having all those things: machine learning, deep learning, data science. Deep learning is the advanced version of machine learning. Deep learning concepts, it has been taken from neurology. When we have huge amount of observations, so our normal machine learning algorithms will not, the time complexity is very high, computational time is very high. So we use the concept of deep learning. And also data science, all these are closely connected, like as mathematics, statistics, probability. These all things you have covered in your academic syllabus also. your business domain, traditional research. These all things are interconnected. So a little bit knowledge of everything is required, like is from the computer field also. No matter whether you are a programmer or not, but a basic idea of programming is required. And that's not very complicated. There are lots of opportunities. You can get a job as a statistician in a good company, data analyst, machine learning engineer, data architecture, data scientist, market research analyst, decision maker, principal decision maker, profile management manager. Lots of opportunities are there. If you see the salary part, so it's amazing. I hope these all screens will create some kind of motivation in you. You can look some bright future, and this all you have to create a interest in this particular topic, nothing else. I don't know from how long you are working on data and artificial intelligence topics, but if you have created some kind of feeling, you will find it's really much more interesting than watching a movie, watching a TV serial. It is much more interesting. But is some kind of attachment, some kind of feeling is required that you want to solve some problem. This kind of feelings are required. Look the industry. The highest pay master in the computer tech, securities, financial investment, educational institutes, finance, e-commerce, real estate, aerospace, advertising, automotive. Amazing. So be a part of the trend before it miss out. It's amazing. I will share one latest news article also, that today in Bangalore, the software giants are meeting. There are lots because I have realized that we Indians, our mathematics are good. Mostly we have found our mathematics are good. Most of the people mathematics are good. They are good in mathematics. And we can connect the dots very easily. If you ask anyone to give the opinion on particular problem, most of the Indians, it's our genetic. We always think logically. We try to give some kind of solution. So this machine learning will also help, as we have this kind of cap. That's the reason you will see in the news article, Indians are doing amazing in this particular industry. And almost all countries are hiring Indians. So you can be the winner. Everyone is looking for the intelligent people. Here the most important part is no programming background is mandatory. Domain expertise is the most important part. Domain expertise. And the scientific approach of thinking is important. How you're looking at the problem and what is the optimal solution as per your opinion. And the most important part is the interpretation skill. But there is a difference. We have only discussed the green part of this industry. Only goody things. Yes, everyone can get a salary of 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakh rupees. But many data scientists, many data science people are even not getting job. Why? You will find many people who has done this course somewhere. You will find they are not getting job. There is a big difference. And this is, I am not saying just on the basis of some theoretical knowledge or I have read somewhere. I am taking group of students in my batch, approximately 200, 300 students are there in one batch from different countries also. So when I take the class, what kind of question they ask, what kind of seriousness I feel, I give the assignment. Although they are intelligent, many people are very intelligent, but they are not feeling the topic. They are not very much interested to learn. They are just interested to acquire the certificate. That's the big difference. And you can say this difference as certified data scientist and industrial data scientist. So the certified data scientist only cover a particular syllabus. You cannot do a business just by reading books. Believe me. You cannot do a business. You will find many people are doing amazing in business, although they have not done any MBA or any professional course. But they are very good in man management. So it applies everywhere. So whatever you are learning, don't learn just to get a certificate. Because the certified data scientists, data executives are just happy to clear the examination. They don't have the practical exposure. They don't want to do any kind of, they don't want to solve, even they have not solved any real world problem. And no one is interested to hire a person who has just the certificate. Everyone is looking for intelligence in you, and the intelligence only and only come if you will solve some real world problem. You will do work on some good projects. No matter whether you have done this thing in your management course or the students who are doing their engineering, these are all the academics. No degree is replace your MBA degree, whatever you have done. This all certification course will not able to replace. So whatever you do next, build some kind of real exposure, real skill in you. That's called the industrial data science. Means work on real world project as per your domain expertise. Solve it. And really it will help, and everyone is looking for this particular skill set. How good you are able to interpret the problem and solution. So make it simple. Try to understand, try to solve everything in simple manner. This is the best example, best quality in an intelligent people. He can solve the easy problem applying the easy approach. So if you are having lots of knowledge, the problem is simple, apply simple approach. If you are not able to solve the problem applying the simple approach, use some little more complicated, add on some more approaches. This is also in the data science. We will have different kind of built-in softwares, built-in algorithms. Those algorithms are simple algorithms, complicated algorithms, white box algorithm, black box algorithm. As per the domain requirement, we apply those algorithms. So now we come to the basic part of introduction of machine learning. So machine learning, as we have already seen, that it is a branch of artificial intelligence that enables our computer to learn by itself. We provide the training data, and over the time, our machine will understand. It start giving the prediction as per the whatever the training data we have given. So you have come across the word like a generative AI. Generative AI is also the same thing. LLM, large language model. In the backend, a huge amount of data. The model was trained on a huge amount of data. So this is all about the machine learning. So there is a basic difference in machine learning and software engineering. In software engineering is about breaking down the problem, and whatever the programmer will put the conditions, on the basis of that conditions only it gives the output. But in the case of machine learning, we teach the computer how to develop a solution basis of the previous experience, basis of the data. So in software engineering, whatever the solution, whatever the output we are finding, it's already predefined. We have created a condition. But in the machine learning, machine can think. In the reinforcement learning concept, if you will see, it is just connect, you can connect the dot like as you are giving the training to a dog. So you are providing some award and some punishment. Then you are able to train the dog properly. The same thing in the machine learning. In the algorithms, in the gradient descent concepts, all those things you will find that we are minimizing the cost function, loss function by adding some weight, controlling the bias. So basically, we are giving the training to the machine, and machine is learning by itself also. This is the difference in machine learning programming and the software engineering. So without having a solid background or experience in the computer science or even in the programming, we can do very good in machine learning and artificial intelligence, because here the most important part is the domain expertise. So basically in machine learning, we provide our statistically independent data sample as a training data to our machine. And with the help of algorithms, this all algorithms means pre-written program is available. We decide what algorithm is the most suitable for this particular problem statement. It train itself, we train the model. Then we see the prediction of the model using some very new data. Just like as you are teaching your younger brother, younger sister who is just 8 or 10 years old for a Olympiad examination. So naturally you will provide some question paper answer. Once she will develop a concept, you will check the performance by giving very new set of questions. This is all about the machine. We are training a machine. We have provided a question paper answer with algorithms, with basic concepts, and later on we are checking the performance with a very new set of question, very new set of data. And if you are finding the performance is satisfactory, it's all fine. Otherwise, we will feed more data. This process will continue. This is all about the machine learning. So the life cycle of the machine learning is, the first step is the collection of data. Before that, understand the problem statement. We will discuss with the stakeholder what kind of problem they are facing. So before jumping to the model building process, at the very beginning, we will understand the problem thoroughly. And you can only understand the problem thoroughly if you have the domain knowledge. If you have done marketing, master in marketing, you can understand this marketing, sales marketing things easily than a person who has done BTech in electronics. Okay. So whatever the problem, suppose you have done some specialization in agriculture, you have done some specialization in HRD, so you can better understand the problem of the HRD or agriculture department. Then the next step is what kind of solution they are expecting. So accordingly, you will ask the historical data and they will provide you the historical data. These all things you are collecting to train your model, to train your machine. So this is the gathering of data, first part. After the data collection, you will eliminate all the unwanted data, noises, there, because data are not available in ready-made format. You can just use the, and it's not all, in the real world, it's not available in the ready-made format. It's not in the structured format. Most of the data are in unstructured format. Structured format means data are available in the format of rows and column, Excel files, CSV files. Okay.
But the unstructured data means our text data. This is the unstructured kind of data. Our image, voice, these all things are there. So we will prepare the data. We will clean the data. This all data preparation, data wrangling, these all things play very important role. Identifying the significant columns, which columns are important, which columns are not important. Just like suppose I am asking you, I want to predict something about you, and I'm asking hundreds of questions about you. So you will definitely say, if you are asking hundreds of questions, naturally anyone can predict. The beauty is just ask few number of questions and get the prediction. So your model building should be intelligent also. If you have developed a model, it is taking a huge amount of time to complete the interpretation and complete the execution. It's not a good model. So you naturally, if your domain is something, your domain is marketing, your domain is sales, HRD, supply chain, you know very well what are the important questions, what are the important attributes to launch a product. You know very well. If you are, suppose you are in the HRD department and you are making some kind of model, what should be the salary structure of this kind of work profile? So naturally, the candidate name has no significance. The candidate, which city he belongs to, it's not a significant factor. Okay. The important part is what is his educational qualification. This column is important. What kind of experience he have, what skill set he have, age, passing year. Because looking at the passing year, we can get the idea how mature the candidate is. So these factors are important. You know these things because you have a domain knowledge of HRD department. So this data wrangling, data analyzing of data. After doing all those things, we'll provide this thing to our model. Model will train. Then we will test the model, means with a very new data. After everything, if you are satisfied, the most important part is the model evaluation also. Model evaluation means, as a layman, we can understand. Suppose you are having a business or you are in the HRD department. So simply by looking a candidate profile, his experience, you cannot say he's the right candidate. You can again check some kind of psychological test, whether this particular candidate will be retained for a long time with us or not. Many factors, other factors are also important. So these all do, after completion of all those things, when your model is ready, the last stage is the deployment. Deployment means now you are giving the model to the stakeholder. It's available on web and they can use this model. This is the life cycle of the machine learning. And almost 72% job will be taken care by the data scientist, data analyst only. And sometimes some special technical skill is required, like is in deployment. So the concept is MLOps, cloud computing, DevOps, this related to networking, all those things. So you will get the help of other engineers and other specialists also in the real world scenario. So there are some these techniques in the data analysis, like is collaborative your needs, establish your questions. These are the understanding the problem statement, data democratization, data governance. EDA is also play very important part. EDA means exploratory data analysis. You have a data in the format of CSV file, Excel file. But if you plot all those things in the format of some graphs, some diagrams, you can explain it very easily. Okay. The most complicated part is giving the presentation. The most complicated part. It's not easy. How to prepare a presentation, that's the most important thing. Presentation means you are summarizing all the complete work in just 20 minutes, 25 minutes to the stakeholder. It is just like someone is waiting at the airport. He is having a connecting flight. And he asks you, yes, come, join for a cup of tea, and we will discuss here only. So he is having just 20 minutes. And it's a very big project. It's a very large project, and you have to give the presentation. This is all the EDA, exploratory data analysis. Your explanation should be so easy with the use of few number of graphs that without much stress, he is able to understand what is the flow. So this is also the important part. When you build a model, we always create a EDA. Because anyhow, whatever solution we are giving, the payment will come from the stakeholder only. We can't build the model and use this model if available only in your laptop. No one will pay for that. So when you are developing a model, the EDA play also important role. So in the Python machine learning, we have various tools available to create the EDA. So this is all the data analysis techniques that already we have discussed. And the basic concepts and basic tools, skill set required when we build a model, we give a solution, is the fundamental of Python programming language is required. Python is one of the simplest languages. Okay, anyone can learn this particular topic. Even the school, in the high school, class 10th students are learning. In engineering college, first year students are learning Python programming. In everywhere, every educational institutes, very soon you will find that even in the class 7, 8 students, the school, the CBSE will enroll this particular Python programming. So it's very easy. It's not complicated. Very interesting also. So this is the fundamental. You have to know the Python. Then you should be good in statistics. Statistics means descriptive statistics, inferential statistics. Hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing, nothing but if you have a doubt, so either your doubt can be true or false. So it can be solved by the help of inferential statistics, hypothesis testing. So I hope you have the basic idea of the null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, how to write the statement for the null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, significant label. Okay. So can anyone give a common example of hypothesis testing with some real life example? Yes. This is the problem statement, and this should be the. Okay, I'm giving the example. Suppose you are working in a pharmaceutical company, and as a scientist, you have done some research, and you got an idea that if you change some ingredients in this particular medicine, the performance of this medicine will improve. Okay, this is the problem statement. Now, can anyone tell me what is the null hypothesis statement? What is the alternative hypothesis statement? Just raise your hand. MBA schools. What is the null hypothesis of the statement and what is the alternative hypothesis of the statement? The statement is you are working as a analyst in the pharmaceutical company. You have done lots of research, you read many articles, and you got an idea that if you change some ingredients of this particular medicine, the performance of the medicine will improve. This is you got the idea, and you approach the management. What should be the null hypothesis? What should be the alternative hypothesis? What is the meaning of significant level? In which situation you can reject the null hypothesis? Null hypothesis is? And be louder. Correct. Very true. Very true. Very true. So we can just connect the dots as a common example. You as a you have researched, you got the idea that yes, if we will add on some ingredients in the medicine, the performance of the medicine will improve. You have given the proposal to the management that this much amount of investment is required in the machinery so that we can add on this all ingredients in the medicine and the performance will increase. The very first person who will create the objection will the finance department, because they don't want to release the fund. The null hypothesis means nothing is extraordinary, nothing is going to change, everything will be same. So they are creating the objection that no, even after changing all these ingredients, you will not improve the performance. There is no significant relationship with the ingredients and the performance. So this is the null hypothesis. This is the objection from the finance department. Now next what you will do? As you are quite confident, no, this can be possible. So you will approach to the senior management, to the director, and you will explain the same things to him. Then what he will do? He will say, no problem. Let's have a joint meeting. I will call the finance department person also. And what is the chances of failure? The very first question the management will ask. So you can't say, no, sir, it's 100% success. It can't possible. Whatever experiment, whatever research you are doing, the chances of failure are always there. So management will say, look, we can take a risk of 5%. If the chances of failure is up to 5%, we can give the green signal to our proposal. We can take a risk of 5%. This p-value is nothing but chances of failure. So if your chances of failure is less than 5%, there is no problem. They will call the finance people and say, look, only the chances of failure of 5%. Why don't we take a chance? So they will reject the null hypothesis and you will continue your project. So very good reply, and I hope your concept is good. Thank you. So this is all the things is required here also. In statistics, descriptive statistics, we all know about those things. So whenever we think a problem, a statistician when think a problem, they always think the sample and population. They always think sample and population. Okay. So can anyone tell me what is the meaning of sample and population? With some example.
So we can get the class size of 100 responders because it is not possible to collect the data from overall population. So we will select some segment out of the population that is called sample.
Okay, just take the example. Suppose in any city or any state, when the election, at the time of election, you are finding the predictive analysis that this political party will win. So if the population of Delhi NCR, just take the example, is 1.1 CR, what amount of people they can take as a sample? If they are making any kind of survey, which political party will win? And the eligible voter in Delhi is something 1 crore, just take the example. What amount of people they will consider as a sample?
Sir, around 350 to 500 we can take as a sample.
300 people?
If in you told in 1 crore, like
Yes.
population is 1 crore. So we can, like 500 we can take as a sample and do the analysis, 500 to 1000. Because the sample should be like, it should contain different like qualification and different category of people, but it can be a small number also.
Yeah, so yes, you're right, but 500 is not approximately with the margin of error. If the sample size is 1024, the margin of error is 3%, and when it is 2400, 500 approximately, the margin of error is only 2%. But the question is how they are selecting the sample. Look, the population is 1 crore, and just asking 1,000 people, they are getting almost a close prediction which political party will win. So what is the sampling process? Yeah, so you have one crore people. Right.
Group of people that go to house, then we take 3,000 for this.
Okay. So what is the process? How do you select 2,000 people out of these 1 crore people? What is the, you can just tell me that term name, different kind of sampling process. What are the different kind of sampling process?
The test.
No. What are the different sampling process? I'm just giving the hint. The random sampling process is there. Stratified sampling process is there. Systematic sampling process is there.
The systematic one.
Systematic one?
Then
Snowball sampling. Snowball sampling, okay. Yes, clustering sampling is also there. Stratified sampling is also there. But what is the best sampling approach if you want to select 1,000 people, 2,000 people, and the population is 1 crore or 50 lakh?
random.
Random sampling. Random sampling means suppose you are the one of the eligible voter and your what's your name? Saurabh. Yes, Saurabh. So assume randomly Saurabh has selected in the sample and the authority is calling him. The authority want his opinion, which political party will win. They will not ask direct question. They will ask, okay, what is your opinion? How this party has worked about this, all those things. So basically, they have very customized kind of questions. So suppose they make a call to Saurabh, and at that time Saurabh was not there. He has not picked the call. 3 times they tried. Then can they take the opinion to some other person in place of Saurabh? No. In random sampling, if they have selected 1,000 people and you are not picking the call, they will call you again because they don't want to create any kind of biasness in the prediction. They will not ask his friend, or suppose I am doing all those things survey, I cannot ask my mother, my friend. I will just select the sample randomly. Then only the chances of biasness are low. This is the beauty of random sampling. So you will find in the airport also, they are randomly picking a passenger and asking for the blood test. Randomly. So this is also the one of the random sampling. Random sampling doesn't mean that you are standing at the exit of the shopping mall and you are taking the opinion. This is the convenience sampling. This is not the random sampling. Okay. You are making a poll and sending email to all the people, fill the form. This is the convenience sampling. You are, because you will not get the complete population is not there. Okay, so random sampling is the best approach, and always we work on sample. Whenever we do any kind of prediction, we always work on the sample. We can't work on the population. We can't work. So always we work on the sample. We do the descriptive analysis on the sample, and on the basis of the descriptive analysis, whatever interpretation we are making on the larger population, that process is called the inferential statistics. And another thing also required is the statistics, the descriptive analysis, inferential analysis. Now, I think you all have covered the probability also. Can anyone tell me what is the conditional probability? Conditional probability.
Like suppose that there are two.
Okay, just like as P A oblique B.
Yes.
Yes.
So the meaning of that probability will be the probability of event A to occur when probability of B has already occurred.
Correct. Very true. Just take the example. Suppose you have you are there are two subjects in your syllabus. Okay, mathematics and statistics. And someone has asked, what are the chances that you will be a distinction holder? So you can say, yes, my chances are 90%. I can be a distinction holder. And through some source, suppose you come to know that your computer science marks, or sorry, your statistics marks is out of 197. Now, the same question if I will ask, what is the chance you will be a distinction holder? Now you will be more confident because you already know your statistics marks is amazing. You will say, now my chances are 95%. I will be a distinction holder because one event has already occurred. That is the your statistics marks. And now we are asking what is the probability that you will be a distinction holder. That is A. So B is the marks of statistics. So that's very good. You all have the very good foundation in statistics and probability. These all things are there. So again, the linear algebra concept is also required, but basic mathematics, basic calculus like as differentiation and integration, basic fundamentals are required. Maximum minima, if you are want to understand the intuition behind the algorithms, these all required. EDA play very important role. EDA means looking at the image, how you are able to interpret. This is the also important thing. So it's a quality. Looking at the image, if you're making some kind of interpretation, you are creating some story, it's a quality. And it's a naturally an intelligent person has automatically they develop this kind of qualities. So this also require domain knowledge already we have discussed. So this then after completion of the basic pre-processing part, understanding the problem statement, then the next part will be start model building. So model building, we have ready-made algorithms available, ready-made programs are written. We have to just import the program from scikit-learn, neural network, keras, TensorFlow, lots of libraries are there. And you can build the model. After building the model, you will make the interpretation of all those things. Sorry. So machine learning basically are three categories: supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, reinforcement learning. Supervised machine learning, we have basically two categories: classification and regression problem. In unsupervised machine learning, we have the clustering and reinforcement learning. It's learned by itself, gives some penalties and rewards, and it gives the solution. So classification, usually when we have a categorical kind of target variable, we use the classification problem. Regression means when we are solving some kind of continuous target variable. So can anyone give me some example of the classification problem? Yes, please.
Sir, if we want to segregate something.
Hello.
If we want to segregate something, we can use classification like in a food store or food go down that we are going to segregate bananas and mangoes. So we can tell the means before segregating, we can tell the machine that what how a banana look like or how a mango look like, and it can segregate it.
Okay, this is the segregation. Basically, it is a clustering. You are creating different clusters.
Yes, but we have already classified it.
Okay, another example, some more practical kind of examples where you can use the machine learning concept for the classification. Anyone, please? Yes, please. Very good, very good. Okay, any other example? This is the very good example that you have received a mail, you have received a message, and just like as you are teaching your kid. Suppose you have given a mobile to your kid, and you can teach him. Look, if any message will come, they will ask some kind of PIN, password. Don't reply. It's a spam. It's a trap. So by looking at the word, your kid has understood this is a not a good email. This is a good message. Okay. So our machine learn in the same manner. Machine understand the particular word. It creates in the backend, it creates the bag of word. Okay. And basically we are vectorizing the text in the form of mathematical format because our machine will only understand the mathematics. So, but it's identify the word and say, yes, it is a spam or not a spam. Any other example of classification problem? like its medical sector. Very good. This is also the classification problem is all those problems where we can categorize it. Like is in medical sector, whether the person having the disease or not. Okay. What is the wine quality, quality 1, quality 2, quality 3, 4, 5. Okay. Whether the credit card transaction is fraud or normal transaction. These all are the classification. And any example of regression problem? Correct. Any continuous variable. Any continuous variable like is predicting the house price, salary, stock price. These all are the regression problem. And clustering, he has given the good example. If you are clustering different fruits, you are clustering the at the time of COVID also, they created the different clusters zone, the high risk zone, okay, red area, green area. These are all the clustering approach. The very good example of the clustering is the online shopping, e-commerce business. We have, suppose you're one of your friend having a e-commerce business, having a shopping mall, and he need your help that you are a data analyst. Just help me to segregate different group of customers. So on the basis of their buying pattern, we can segregate. This is the clustering approach. So classification, as we have discussed, the same thing that we have the classes are there. The classes can be yes, no, type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. In medical, always doctor asks question yes or no. That's the classification. They are classifying. As we have discussed the regression, it's the continuous variable. Like as in the regression, basically we are developing a best fit line. So I hope you have worked on the regression problem. Can anyone tell me what is the best fit line in the regression? Have you solved any regression problem? Any kind of things? Yes.
Asking what exactly is the line?
What is the best fit line? What is the meaning of this?
Find the relation between independent.
Yeah, it's the dependent value and independent values are there. What is this data point? And what is this regression line of regression? Okay, correct.
That there is this difference between the actual value and the predicted value.
Okay, that's called the residual. Actual value and predicted value is the residual, and we can on what basis we can say this is the baseline? That summation of all the residual. Which of the line will give the minimum error? Minimum summation of the residual, that is considered as the best fit line. So in the linear algebra, if you see the equation of the straight line is y is equal to mx plus c. Here m is the slope, c is the intercept value. By changing the m and c value, we can change the straight line. So here we can have millions of straight line. By changing the m and c value, we can change different straight line. When the straight line will change, the error will change. The straight line will change, the error will change. So which of the straight line is giving the minimum error? Okay, minimum loss function, cost function, that line is considered as the best fit line. So this is all about the, when we apply the mathematics behind the linear regression is the gradient descent. In gradient descent, with number of iteration, it changes the slope and intercept value, m and c value, and with each new value of m and c, updated value of m and c, m means slope, c means intercept. It calculates the sum of square error, and then wherever it is finding the least sum of square error, that is the most appropriate slope and intercept value, m and c value, and that is the most appropriate straight line. This is all the mathematics behind the straight line regression. What is the mathematics behind the classification? Have you worked on logistic regression? Okay, what is the mathematics behind that? How it's identify the person having the disease, this person having the no disease, on what intuition?
logistic regression?
Just tell me the intuition. I'm not asking the formula. In logistic regression, on what basis it identify that this person having the disease, this person having the no disease?
So it is a kind of multiple regression, but we consider a factor variable in that, and with that we will do the regression. There is a factor variable.
No, as a layman, suppose you have to explain this thing to a 10-year-old kid. How you will explain this thing? And why it is called the logistic regression? Why it is regression? Why not logistic classification?
Logistic regression is to no need. Basically, the basic ideology of logistic regression is to classify the dependent variable in respect to multiple independent variables of a particular group or.
Yeah. But how it is able to identify in different class? In the regression, we are doing the same thing. We are finding some value. But after getting the value, suppose you have 10 number of columns. You are applying y is equal to mx plus c. Basically, you have created a linear regression formula and you have calculated the y value. This y value is a continuous variable. It can be 1000, 5000, 10,000, 50 lakh, anything it can be. But how it is deciding 0 and 1 means whether this is this person having the disease or not. Because the logistic regression, the backend, it is doing the regression problem. It is solving, it is working, it is doing the regression calculation. It is calculating something. Y is equal to means output in the form of continuous variable. Once we insert that particular y value in sigmoid function, in the sigmoid function, if the value of y is minus infinity to plus infinity, anything, the final value of the p value in the sigmoid function fall between 0 and 1 only. The threshold value in the logistic regression is 0.5. If the value is more than 0.5, it identifies as class 1. If the value is less than 0.5, it identifies as a class 0. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me in the logistic regression, what is maximum likelihood? Maximum likelihood is the joint probability of all the observations. Okay, just like as in linear regression, we are shifting our linear regression straight line when the value of m and c is with the respect of m and c value, slope and intercept value, we are shifting the straight line. Similarly, in the logistic regression, the shifting of the sigmoid curve is based on the joint probability. Joint probability means suppose we have 1000 number of observations, we are deciding whether this person having the disease or not, and it is calculating the value of y, and then it is calculating the value of p by inserting this particular value in the sigmoid function, and that is not giving the exact information. That value is falling between 0 and 1. Okay, so we have given a threshold value. If this value is more than 0.5, it is class 1. If it is less than 0.5, class 0. So by shifting the sigmoid line, S line, in the logistic regression, it is not the straight line, it is the S sigmoid curve. So when you are shifting the sigmoid line left, right, so the probability score is also changing. So joint probability means we want the maximum correct prediction. Joint probability means we want the maximum correct prediction. So this is maximum likelihood is nothing but it's connected to the joint probability. Wherever the joint probability is the highest, at that point the particular segment line will be fixed. So in the algorithm, I think you have learned many other algorithms also, like as KNN, SBM, in the classification problem. So can anyone tell me some 3 or 4 algorithm which we can use in regression or we can use in classification? Just name of the algorithm. Yes, that's correct. No? That logistic regression. Can we use logistic regression in solving the house price prediction? Logistic regression can be used in the house price prediction. Yes. All having the same opinion? You are having the different opinion. Okay. Logistic regression is the brother of linear regression, but they both have the different specialization. We cannot use logistic regression solving the regression problem. We can only use logistic regression in the classification problem. Okay. Any other algorithms that you can use in the classification problem and logistic regression also? All algorithms we can use in regression and classification except logistic regression. Logistic regression has the specialization. Okay, both are brother. One has done engineering and other has done the MBA. So one is only for the classification, one is for the regression. All other algorithms like decision tree classifier, decision tree regression, random forest classifier, random forest regression. Okay, bagging classifier, bagging regression. I am asking a very good question. What is the difference between bagging classifier and random forest classifier? Okay. Okay. So have you done the KNN, K-never classifier? No. Okay, no problem. So these all are the supervised, unsupervised, and the machine learnings we have discussed. Okay, now see the some part of these all things we have discussed. What are the different methods and what are the use cases? So we can use the machine learning, AI, deep learning, all the things in the image classification, in the videos, like as image classification related to reading the medical images also, traffic control, these all things we can use the machine learning concepts in the image classification, image recognition. Okay. So no problem. So these are the applications. ठीक है ना? Image classification, image recognition में इसको हम लोग use कर सकते हैं. Speech recognition is amazing also. So you can in the suppose there is a minutes of meeting and in the conference hall. So our model will recognize all those sensitive words, all the good points, all those things, and it can record all the audios and convert in the text format. It can summarize automatically. This is also the power of machine learning. Traffic prediction also we can do this kind of things. It's just like as our Google Map. It is also doing the time series forecasting concepts. Google Map. Product recommendation in the online shopping, whatever business you are doing, whatever you are purchasing through the visiting a shopping mall or anywhere. If you are getting, suppose you are browsing a particular mobile on Amazon, so automatically the Amazon will give you some more different other models reference. That is nothing but the recommendation engine. Okay, in Netflix, you have just watched a particular movie. Netflix will give you the recommendation of some other movies. That is also recommendation. Have you anyone has worked on any? Have you seen any recommendation engine a concept applied on a, have you seen this thing? We can create very easily movie recommendation engine. Very easily we can develop a model. You just write, you have a data set, the storyline of different movies. Okay, so our model will automatically understand the things. And suppose you have watched a particular movie, Gandhi, our model will give the recommendation of what other movies you should watch. If you have recently watched a movie, Pushpa, our model will give, yes, these all movies are also very similar to that. You can enjoy these movies. So this is the movie recommendation engine. So recommending a product, movies, self-driving car is really one of the amazing application. So can anyone tell me who is the pioneer company in the self-driving car? Tesla. So in the car, I think there are lots of sensor and all those things are there. On the basis of that only this self-driving car has been developed. Lots of sensors and many things are available to sense the traffic, to sense the people on the road in Tesla. Thousands of sensors are available in each and every corner of the car. Then only it will able to predict something. Yes, no? Everyone agree? The Tesla car has not a single sensor. It is only having the cameras. It's only the cameras. On the basis of that, it calculate the distance. It identify any animal, rat to dinosaur on the road. It identify what is the distance, what is the shape, size, speed, everything on the basis of the cameras only. It don't use any sense. This is all the machine learning. This is all the deep learning concept, computer vision, all those things. So as you have given the examples of spam detection, some virtual personal assistants, online fraud transactions. These all are the examples of the stock market prediction. You can build a model to predict the stock market. You can make a comparison between 4 or 5 different stocks, and you can get the idea. It's not very complicated. Very you will enjoy. And the very interesting thing, if you are putting this particular knowledge in the stock market prediction, in the very next day or 4 or 5 days, you can check your performance also, your model performance also. You can re-verify in the stock market. Suppose you are predicting as per your model that this stock price will increase, and after a few days you can get the idea, okay, this is performing well or not. So algo trading is all about the stock market prediction with the help of algorithms, understanding the technical terms, technical analysis. So one of the interesting field is the stock market. Medical diagnosis is the one of the best area. Lots of opportunities are there in medical industry, in pharma industry, in the insurance sector. Recently, I have covered one corporate training in one of the very well-known company, that is the Evolent Health, US-based company. So I covered the entire syllabus of this AI machine learning in some 3.5 months. So all the senior level directors were there so everyone is using this particular concept. They were building the model to identify the disease on the basis of the statements written by the statements generated statements between the conversation between the doctor and patient. So this is really amazing and very good features are there. And similarly, smart farming, human resource, that already we have discussed, supply chain management, quality control, energy consumption. This lots of applications are there. Okay, so this is all about the presentation. Okay, and then now let's work on directly on the data set. So I have some 2-3. So what kind of problem statement you want to discuss? Tell me whether we should work on a e-commerce kind of problem statement or credit card fraud detection. E-commerce will be also good, like as we have some transactions. What you have to create some kind of EDA to identify which country is buying which particular product and what is the pattern of the customer buying pattern. So, do you have any idea of RFM concept? Recency, frequency, monetary. Correct. Customer lifetime valuation. Yes, RFM concept. Recency, frequency, and monetary. So, recency means how recently the customer has purchased, what is the total number of frequency he has purchased, and monetary is the amount, what amount of total investment he has made. So, this particular concept is really very good, recency, frequency, monetary. So, when you work on any kind of e-commerce kind of data set and any kind of clustering problem, we want to understand the buying pattern of the customer. So, we use this particular concept, recency, frequency, monetary concept. And as per the business, as per the product, we can give the importance to recency. Just like suppose you are selling some kind of capital equipment. Okay. So for the capital equipment, recency means how recently he has purchased. Frequency means in a year how many times he has purchased. And monetary means total amount of whatever he has invested. So for the capital equipment, the monetary is the most important factor rather than recency and frequency. And similarly, if you are buying some kind of day-to-day articles, so for that, recency is also important, frequency is also important. If you are working on some kind of consumable product, so in the consumable, the frequency plays very important role because in many areas, the product price is not very important. Consumable is very important. Just like as example, suppose you have a mobile phone and all the service provider are asking that per month we will charge some 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, and they will give the mobile phone free of cost to you. So the consumable means you are consuming the data, that is very expensive. In the medical also, many medical equipments are there, some 50 lakh rupees medical equipments, but the consumable is the one time. You cannot reuse the particular catheter again. That consumable costs something 20,000, 30,000 rupees. Okay. So even the manufacturer can give free of cost to 50 lakh rupees product to the hospitals. They will make an agreement that every month you have to purchase this much number of catheters. So this, whatever kind of business is there, accordingly we will decide whether our recency is important, frequency or monetary. Okay, no problem. So I will share a data set, then we will work on the Jupyter notebook and Google College, whatever you want, and we will see the model building process. Okay, thank you.
We would now like to call Samarth sir on the stage to give his words of wisdom.
Thanks very much indeed, sir, for providing such a valuable information to all the students. Why we have asked all the students to come over here, whether they belong to general management or the particular field of MBA, BA students who actually belong to the field of business analytics. The idea is to tell that you do not need to be a programmer if you want to be a data analyst. All what you need is a basic mathematics, right? And a dedicated work for 2 or 3 months. That's it, right? Python is very easy to understand. It's very simple, right? It is taught in MIT University. All you need is 1.5 month dedication for 2 hours every day. That's it. And this language will belong to you. This language talks like a human being. That is why it is a bit slow, and that is why it is a bit heavy. but all the models you can understand, you can work all those models that sir has spoken about. You do not need to be a computer scientist. You do not need to be a computer engineer. All what you need is a simple probability, right? In your MBA first semester, you have studied this something by the name called Bayes theorem, conditional probability, right? Later on, some descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics means mean, median, mode, regression, right? And then later on, you'll study some classification techniques. And that covers almost 70 to 80% of your ML. Machine learning looks like machine is learning something and it looks that it does not belong to me. Fact is nothing. Every single thing happens on the background. All you have to do, you have to have certain codes that you have to type, right? And all the model gets built. It is as simple as that. Anybody, right, can make a career in the field of business analytics or data analytics. You need a thorough dedication of only 2 months. That's it. And Python belongs to you. R is even more simple, right? All you need is exactly 1 month. And this ML machine learning belongs to you. Our idea is to proliferate and to promote data scientists, right? I want to make sure that from here, people go in the field of data analytics. Why? Because the government of India has promised the world, as sir has said, that we are generically, right, modified or way to understand the numbers. How good or how bad you are in studies, if you talk in numbers, Indian understand. Probably you do not know, in America, people do not know even how to count the dollars. In India, somebody who has not even studied, you ask him to count 100 notes, he will count exactly. You give him 99 notes and you say that this is 100, these are 100 notes. He'll count. The fact is he has never been to the school. He will count and he'll tell you that one note is missing. Not in America. Can you imagine that? Now, it's very easy for you. My idea is to promote mathematics. Mathematics is very easy to understand. And ML and AI is very easy, right? You can make your career and the sky is the limit. I think sir has tried to explain all that to you in a very simple and colloquial term, and we will forward when sir make the models. So thanks very much indeed. I want to give thanks to all the people, those who are over here. I'm sure they will stay there for a while, right? Once sir is gone, right? You want to study, right? AI, ML, right? In MIT, it is taught, right? I'm the first person to contact. You can come, you can learn from me, right? We can call sir once again. Very easy, very interesting, just like you're reading a comics, right? So with this idea, we'll move further. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge with us. It was indeed an enriching session. Now, I would request Professor Dr. Anita Vinayak ma'am to please felicitate Sir Mr. Mithilesh Singh with a memento as a token of honor and appreciation. We would humbly thank our guest, Mr. Mithilesh Singh sir, for gracing the session with his. Okay. We've taken just a 5 minutes break, so we'll continue the session.
WhatsApp group कोई है? हमारा ग्रुप है, मुझे ऐड करिए। Hello. So I have shared one CSV file, HR employee attrition, in the WhatsApp group. Are you able to see it? HR employee attrition.
Are you getting the instructions, please?
Please check whether you are able to see or not. HR employee attrition. I have shared one CSV file in the group. Who can churn, who can leave the job. Okay. So with the help of machine learning, we can build a model by understanding the different input variables, that what is the reason employees are leaving the job, how we can retain the employee, what are the different all those things we have to take care. So we will see in this problem statement, the different columns are there. On the basis of those columns, only we will identify whether the employee will leave the job or not. So whenever we build a model, any kind of machine learning solution, we require the very first thing, we require the data set. And suppose this data set is readily available, the very first thing we required is the data set. Next is the data pre-processing. Data pre-processing means
I request everyone to please settle down as soon as possible.
so I have already shared the one CSV file, that is the employee iteration, in the WhatsApp group. So you can download it. And as we have discussed that machine learning concept, AI is for all the departments, for all the domains. So specifically in the HRD also, it is widely used. So in the human resource, the employee churning is one of the biggest problem. Many times it happens that you have trained the employee, some very key employees are leaving the job. So being a HR manager, it is the responsibility to identify the employee's problem and to understand why they are leaving the job. So with the help of machine learning, we can build a model, and we can identify the reasons, and we can overcome those problems, because employee churning is really is one of the biggest issue in all the corporate sectors. So quickly we are just we will see here the all the ADA parts, because we have just very few time left. No problem. So whenever we have a problem statement, the very first thing we require the data set. After as we have the domain knowledge, we know the problem statement. The problem statement is to build a model to identify why the employees are leaving the job. Okay, and we can predict in advance also by using all those input variables, that which employee can leave the job. We can predict that thing also, and we can take the special care, special attention to those concerned department, to the senior person of that department, all those things. So first thing is require the data set. Second part is the pre-processing part, to cleaning the data, making it for the use. The third part, most important part, is the EDA part. EDA part means understanding the data thoroughly. EDA part. After completion of the EDA, the next part will become, when we build a model, is the identify the important features. Okay. Next will be, we will build the model. Build the model, we will train the model. After training the model, the next is to evaluate the model. Evaluate the model. After the evaluation means you are evaluating the performance of the model. You are evaluating the performance of your student, how good in which area he is not doing well. So evaluation part is also very important. If you have a domain knowledge, then only you can properly evaluate. You can't, a science teacher cannot properly evaluate a mathematics paper and the students' weak areas. Okay, so domain knowledge play important role. Evaluation. Even if after evaluation, if you are not satisfied with the performance of the model, a tuning is required. That is called the hyperparameter tuning. After the hyperparameter tuning, again the same process will start. Again we will re-evaluate. Again we will train the model. Then the step number again training is after doing this thing, training, evaluation. If you are satisfied, then all fine. If you are not satisfied, you can ask more number of training data set, and everything will be done. Then you can do the testing. Testing means checking the performance of the model with a very new data set. Very new data set. So here the problem will come sometimes, the overfitting problem, underfitting problem, bias, variance, those all situation will come. So there are different algorithms are there. If you have a overfitting problem, overfitting means your model is working amazing in the training data set, but response is very bad in the testing data set. Means the kid is doing very nice at home. जब आप उसका घर पे टेस्ट ले रहे हो तो बहुत ही अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस कर रहे हैं, बट रियल एग्जामिनेशन में वो 60-70% हिला पा रहे हैं, घर में 95% मार्क्स आ रहे हैं उसके, है ना. दैट मीन्स ही हैज मक्ड अप द पैटर्न, he has mucked up everything. He is not developed the generalized concept. That's why he is not able to do well in the real examination. That concept is called the overfitting. Or underfitting means he is not doing well at home also. So examination hall में तो अच्छा करेगा ही नहीं. तो when once we at the time of evaluation, model evaluation only, we can notice all those things, whether it is having some kind of overfitting problem, underfitting problem, bias, variance. Accordingly, we can change the model. हम अपने बच्चे को हमने प्यार से समझाया, नहीं माना, थोड़ा सा उसको कुछ लालच देंगे थोड़ा और, तो एनी हाउ हमें उसको ट्रेन तो करना है. So these all the evaluation, hyperparameter tuning, this all process will be continue. After doing testing, if you are satisfied, then your job is done, and then you can, the final stage is the deployment. This is the basic model building steps are there, and the life cycle of the model building. In between, there are many other steps you can add on, but the overall this is the process. Okay. So in the deployment, you can use the cloud computing concept, MLOps, okay, DevOps concepts. All these things are required. Azure is there, Amazon is there. So everything is business, nothing else. Amazon has developed something, they will charge you. Okay, so everything is business, but anyhow, in the back end, if you have the good foundation, so you can take any of the services, and company will definitely when whatever the different places you will apply for the job, they will expect this kind of foundation in you. So here, this is the when at the very first we have to read the data. Reading the data, so OS import OS means basically we are just if you want to identify what is the current working directory where our data are there, for that purpose we use the OS, import OS. This is the most important part in the Python, NumPys. NumPys is all the mathematical calculation. So you have to do nothing, you have to just import it, because once you have installed the Anaconda, it has automatically imported all the libraries of scikit-learn, sklearn, and this is the one of the very good library. NumPy is available with us. NumPys will help us for all the mathematical calculation, linear algebra, everything. It will do all the calculation. NumPy will do all the calculation in the matrix format, in the arrays format. Okay? So if you have a data in the arrays format, everything it will do. So once we will apply the on any kind of transformation in the data set, you will see the data format has been converted to tabular to arrays format. Okay. Pandas, this is one library, Pandas. So we are importing Pandas as PD. Pandas will help all to import the library in the CSV file. We can reconvert our tabular format. We can we can make the modification in the tabular format, all those things with the help of Pandas. Okay. This is all another important library, that is the matplotlib, Seaborn. These two library, Matplotlib and Seaborn, will help us to create different kind of graphs, images, pie plot, bar plot, count plot, many things are there. So very easily you can just import Matplotlib as PLT, import Seaborn as SNS, any name you can give. This is the percentage Matplotlib inline. So this is many times in the interview they ask, tell me any of the magic command. This is called the magic command. Whatever function start with percentage sign, it's the magic command. Okay, although it's not mandatory, this was required to fit the all the graphs and all those things perfectly in the Jupyter notebook. This is not mandatory because already Jupyter notebook we are using the latest version of the Python and Jupyter notebook. But for the knowledge, this percentage Matplotlib, percentage time is one function you will found. If you plot a pie plot, again there is one function you will use, percentage. So this all called the magic command. Warning message, we can import warning. Warning message means we are filtering the warning. So actually warning doesn't mean it's an error. It's the upgradation information. Suppose you are using a mobile phone and you are getting a message that now you can upgrade the software. These particular services are also available. So here also many times when we run a particular line of code, it give a message in yellow background that these are the future upgradation. So right now I'm just ignoring it. I don't want to display this thing in my screen. So you can use this thing also. Warning is ka filter warning. Once you will import this all these basic libraries, so we can read our file. Look, our file is there. This is the file HR employee iteration data one that already I have shared, and you can here it is required to give the path. If you are working on Google Colab, you have to give the path, okay, or automatically it will read. If you are having this thing in your Google this cloud, also you can import all those things. So Google Colab, basically the difference between the Google Colab and Jupyter Notebook, I think you all are aware that after 90 minutes it will ask you to again reload the file, again import the libraries. But in Jupyter Notebook this is not the problem. So we can read the file pd.read, as this is the CSV file, so we are reading it. And we can use the set option. I don't know how many of you are aware about this. So by default, if you will read the file, we can only able to see the 10 columns and last 10 columns. So maximum 20 columns will be displayed. Okay, and rows also, it will only display some 10 rows. But we can set number of columns also up to any number. So pd.set option, display maximum column 500, 100, whatever you want. So in our data set, all these columns will be displayed. Okay. So in this particular problem statement in the HR iteration, so these are all the input variables, the age of the employee, whether he has, what is the attrition, yes and no, means the churning, yes, he has, this is all the historical data basically. Okay. So yes, no is the indication. Business travel, whether the traveling frequencies are high, rarely, all those things. Daily rate is the nothing but the per day, what is the earning of the employee, which department he is working. So these all things we can, suppose you want to see how many departments are there. Okay, if I want to see how many departments are there, so can anyone tell me what is the command for this? How to check what are the different departments are there? Unique command, any other? I want to know departments and the employees also. So emp department dot value counts. So there are huge number of departments. Okay, but I don't know why it is not giving this format. Just 1 minute. So emp.df. Okay, so these are the departments, but it is not coming in that particular format. Okay, no problem. Okay, so we can check the departments, and if I will pass here normalize equal to true, so it will give me the percentage of employees, percentage of observation of that particular department. Okay. It's not working. I don't know what is the problem here. Just a minute. I think it's not read it properly, the data.
Then in the command, you have not specified that you are taking the value forms of the department from it.
Oh, correct. Very true. Imagine.
So,
If you will write just value counts, it will give the total number of employees in this all these three departments. But if you just write normalize equal to true, it will give the percentage of employee in the all these departments. So no need to do all the calculations divided by total number multiply with 100. Okay, so this is the 961, 446, 63. There are three departments are there. The same line of code we can apply on any of the columns. Okay, here we have two columns, two target variables are there. Yes, no. So these all things we can do. Let's work on the EDA part. So we will want to see we can use this matplotlib seaborn. So simple, we can use the from SNS. SNS means we have already imported the seaborn count plot. So with the count plot, we can see what are the total number of employees in the respective department, what are the gender. So I'm using here gender. So in the organization, male, this is the male genders are this much number and females are this much number. So count plot will give the simple, we can count all the numbers. So in the same thing, suppose we want to see in the business travel, if you will apply. So these are the three categories: non-travelers, travelers, travel frequency. So after looking at this image, we should write here some interpretation that in this data set, the total number of counts of non-travelers are approximately this. Frequently travelers are this. Travel rarely are this. So don't expect that we should write here, it should display here the numbers. If number will be here, anyone can do the same thing. But you should be good to just look at the graph. You can got the idea. Okay, in the organization, non-travelers are approximately 50% of the traveler who are traveling frequently, and the person who are frequently traveling, it is approximately, we can say something 25% of the traveling rarely. So this is required. By looking at this, you can just get a broad idea. Okay, this is the this much amount of percentage are there. Similarly, we can check here the employee department wise, and we can say the distribution of employee in the different departments also. So in the sales department, this much number of employees are there. Human resource department, this is the strength of the employee. Research and development department, this is the strength of the employee. So with the help of our Python matplotlib seaborn, we can simply plot different kind of graphs. So count plot is one of the most common and most easiest one. Simply what we are doing here, sns.countplot. It is asking you x-axis and y-axis information. So y-axis by default, it will make the count. In the x-axis, we should only pass the categorical variable. So there are, in the data set, if you will see, there are basically two types of variables. This one is the age. Age cannot be a categorical variable. It's the continuous. The employee age can be 20 years to 90 year, 80 year, whatsoever. But departments are categorical variable. There are 4 departments. So departments, daily count is also not the categorical variable. So if you will using the count plot, in the x-axis, we have to use the categorical variable. Then only you can able to do the proper interpretation. If you will pass here in the x-axis some continuous variable, it will plot something, but the interpretation is not easy. So whenever we use count plot, bar plot, always use categorical variable in the x-axis, and in the count plot by default y-axis will give the number of counts. In the case of other things, you have to give the y-axis also. So this is, we can calculate the count plot, and just like we want to see work-life balance also, we can use the count plot. Same thing, same line of code we have used, nothing else. Okay, count plot, and we have passed the x-axis. Education field, there are different departments are there, different educational fields are there. Human research, technical, marketing, medical, others, life science. Now, after doing all those things, if you apply the one parameter is there, that is the hue. So this all things are same. I have done nothing else. So here, iteration level based on gender distribution. So same line of code we are using, count plot, employee gender. But here another parameter is there, hue. So we are using another categorical variable along with this. So here we are getting both the information, that in the female, the what amount of females are leaving the job, what amount of males are leaving the job. Okay, so we can make an interpretation by looking at this, the percentage of female, percentage of male who are leaving the job. This is the indication about the yes means, no means they are retaining in the same organization, yes means they are churning. So again, this is the technique on what basis we should decide yes, no. So these all things are very important when you give some kind of explanation of the problem statement. So how you will define 0 and 1, because this will help you to read the confusion matrix. I don't know whether you are having the idea of the reading the confusion matrix or not. So in the confusion matrix, if you have not made some thumb rule, the interpretation of the confusion matrix is really confusing, because if you will Google it to read the confusion matrix, you will find different kind of images are there. You have learned something, but in Google you are finding something different. So that some thumb rule is required, how to define 0 and 1 in the confusion matrix, and how to pass the parameters when you write the confusion matrix. So that's all things are required also. So here, with the help of you can make an idea whether this is the marital status, what is the situation of person is single, married, divorced, and the situation that they are leaving the job, they are not leaving the job. We can get this idea and we can make the interpretation. So for all the columns, you should do this. This is the EDA. We are nothing. We are just reading the our data thoroughly and making some kind of interpretation. We are trying to understand some kind of relationship with the help of EDA. So this is the one count plot is one of the function we can use. Count plot, with the help of you, we can do something. And same after this count plot, we can plot some kind of subplot also in the same one page. You can make number of images. Subplot, I have just created one row, 2 column. 1 2 1 2 means 1 row, 2 column. This is the image number 1, 1 2 1. 1 2 2, 1 row, 2 column, second image. Whatever parameters I passed, it is plotted here. So very easily you can do the subplotting also, because learn in such a manner that you can explain anyone without putting lots of stress. Because first develop the concept, then slowly we will automatically develop how to write the codes in short, how to omit some lines also. But first develop a fundamental. No matter, it will take some 1 or 2 line extra, but first develop a common fundamental, so that any times you can copy paste any of the data set. You can use on any of the data set, you can use this thing by applying the same line of code. So here is the same thing. And the next is count plot. This next is the bar plot. Bar plot is, we are having the advantage in bar plot, we can pass x-axis and y-axis. But again, the important thing in the count plot or in bar plot, always pass the categorical variable in the x-axis. And in the this bar plot, we are passing the continuous variable in the y-axis. So many times we get confused how to plot the graph, when we should take the categorical variable, when we should take the continuous variable. So this is the thumb rule. In the count plot, bar plot, always take x-axis as a categorical variable. Similarly, in the bar plot, you can plot different kind of graphs and you can make the interpretation. And next, here also we can apply the hue in the bar plot. U equal to iteration. We are getting this information on the basis of the job satisfaction. What is the impact of the job satisfaction? What is the impact of the distance from home to office? What is the impact of the salary raise? If the company has giving some kind of stock option, we can do all the calculations. So you will surprised to know when you will work thoroughly on this kind of problem statement. Salary is not the one of the most important criteria the employees are leaving the job. Many other factors are there. Salary is not the most important reason. There are many other factors. So this, after working on this EDA, you can write a case study. You can create a case study, and you will, if you will Google it, you will find there are various case study specifically on the employee attrition. When you apply to any of the e-commerce company or any organization, the churning is most important topic. Employee churning, customer churning, how to retain the customer, the concept is same. How to retain the employee, concept is same. So with the help of EDA, we can find out many hidden reasons that by looking at the CSV file you cannot identify. Okay, so by plotting the graphs you can make the interpretation. One is the hist plot is also there. This is the indication whether our data is parametric or non-parametric. So do you have any concept what is the meaning of parametric and non-parametric? Yes, if our data is following a normal distribution, it's a parametric. If it is not following a normal distribution, it's a non-parametric. This is the thumb rule. And again, there are many algorithms which work fine if our data is parametric. If our data is non-parametric, then many of algorithm will not work fine. Like as all distance-based algorithm will not give a good result. So at that time, we will apply our decision tree kind of algorithms. Even our data is non-parametric, still it will give the very good result. So that we can visualize with the help of our hist plot, EDA plot. We can make the visualization whether our data is parametric or not. And the another approach is the statistical testing. You can use the hypothesis testing approach to check whether it is following a normal distribution or not. So this is the visualization approach, and statistics also you can apply the hypothesis testing whether our which is following a normal distribution, what is the significance, what is the relationship, correlation, these all things, sir. So this with the help of this is the following, this particular bell curve which is there. You can check the skewness kurtosis with the help of this also. Okay, so this is all about our this hist plot, count plot, and the bar plot. And also we can see some interesting thing about this is all about the hist plot. So I've used one by one columns for this purpose. Now you can see in the here also hist plot we can apply the U equal to iteration we have applied approach, and whatever the number of this bar are there, column are there, we can control this with the bins. We want 20 bins, 10 bins. So if I have mentioned here bins equal to 20, so 20 number of bars are there. हाँ ये उसी में कर रहे हैं वो है ना. Okay. So this all the EDA part you have to cover, and then we will see how to plot the bar different kind of pie plot also. The first important part, as we have discussed, is to do the pre-processing, and the next part is the EDA. EDA play most important role, and in the real organization, in real works, collection of data, understanding the problem statement, making the pre-processing, doing the EDA, writing all the statements. Okay, it took around something 30 to 40% of time. If the complete life cycle of a model building is 6 months, so it will not less than 3 months time you required for the collection of data, understanding the problem statement, doing the EDA, and writing the statements. So these are all the pie plot also, and we can use some line plot also. Line plot is this kind of things. So these all tools are available in our Python only. We can use the count plot, bar plot. This is the scatter plots. Okay. So completion, next part is the model building. Then you can start all those things. So as I have connected in the WhatsApp group, so I have already shared this data set. Please work on it. And if you're finding any difficulties, we will discuss. Okay. Thanks a lot for attending the session. Hope you all have enjoyed. And So I will share one Google form also on the same group. Please fill the form after the class. Okay, thank you. It will take some again. ठीक है, मैं मतलब मॉडल को रन करा के दिखा दें. Okay, okay, no. Okay, so I'm using a very good model, but I will just explain quickly the model. That is the credit card fraud detection. Very amazing and one of the very good model in the financial sector. ठीक है ना? सब कुछ यूज करेंगे इसमें. काफी अच्छा मॉडल. So this is a new problem statement we are working, credit card fraud detection. So millions of transactions are happening every minute, every second. So how to identify whether this particular transaction is fraud or not? So this is Phoenix is a leading financial services company in Florida, USA. And this particular problem statement belongs to the Phoenix company only. ठीक है ना? So it is a kind of scheming, as you know that any kind of fraud transaction is kind of the scheming. So I'm not going much in depth of this part. Our aim is to build a model to identify the transaction, whether this transaction is fraud or not. So usually how do we identify as a common? Suppose you have an account in ICICI Bank and you are using a debit card or credit card. So ICICI Bank उसको कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करता है? सपोज आप रहने वाले हैं नोएडा के, दिल्ली के रहने वाले हैं, आपका जितना भी लास्ट ट्रांजेक्शन है सभी आसपास के एरिया में ही हुआ है और इमीडिएटली एक ट्रांजेक्शन वो देख रहा है कि जर्मनी में हो रहा है. Distance is the factor. It's an unusual kind of transaction. Historical data we have identified, you have most of the time you have used your card for the lunch, dinner, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, some kind of online shopping, all fine. But this time you are buying some kind of very expensive watch. Some 30,000, 50,000, 1 lakh rupees watch you are buying with this credit card. So this is the anomaly detection. Something unusual. That's the way it identifies. Also, it will identify your location to the seller location. Distance between these two things. The timing. Most of the time, आपने credit card को use किया हुआ है in day hours में. This time they are making some kind of use transaction in very odd time. These are all the indication whether it is some kind of unusual kind of transaction or not. So most of the time हम लोग बैंक से हमारे पास बैंक कॉल भी करते हैं whether this transaction is valid or not, please justify. So many times वो कॉल तो जनरली होता है. अगर आपने अपने फ्रेंड्स को भी 20,000 रुपीज ट्रांजेक्शन करें तो आपके पास कॉल आता है. बट सपोज इफ दे हैव अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग fraud detection kind of things, the first of all they will stop that particular transaction and they will reconfirm you before making the payment. So here it is one of the very interesting data set. So similarly we will read the data with the help of pandas, numpy, all those things. We have set all those things. This is the data. First most important part is to understanding the data. Okay, so when we have lots of columns, so what is the meaning of all those columns? That is the very important. जैसे यहाँ पर देखिए एक कॉलम आपको दिया हुआ है ट्रांजेक्शन डेट एंड टाइम. ठीक है ना? ये सीसी नंबर है जो नंबर से पर्टिकुलर ये ट्रांजेक्शन हो रहा है हमारा. मर्चेंट, हु इज द मर्चेंट, हु इज द बायर, हु इज इन फॉर विच कंपनी यू आर मेकिंग द ट्रांजेक्शन. कैटेगरीज, क्या कैटेगरीज है वो. सो दीज आर ऑल द हिस्टोरिकल डाटा. ठीक है, ये सभी हिस्टोरिकल डाटा है. और हमारे पास यहाँ पर लास्ट कॉलम जो है इज फ्रॉड. इज फ्रॉड, 0 मीन्स नो फ्रॉड, 1 मीन्स फ्रॉड. सो ये आपको ऑलवेज याद रखना है. या तो कंपनी आपको प्रोवाइड करेगी कि व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ 0 एंड 1. इफ दे हैव नॉट प्रोवाइडेड, they have written here fraud, no fraud. So always keep whatever the problem statement. आप सॉल्व क्या करने जा रहे हैं? आप जो भी सॉल्व करने जा रहे हैं, कीप इट वन, उसको वन रखिए। मेडिकल में आप डिजीज फाइंड आउट कर रहे हैं, डिजीज इज वन, हेल्दी इज जीरो। यहां हम फ्रॉड हम आइडेंटिफाई करने जा रहे हैं, फ्रॉड इज वन, जीरो मीन्स नो फ्रॉड। So zero means no. These all are okay because you cannot expect कि 1000 ट्रांजेक्शन में भाई 10% तो फ्रॉड नहीं हो सकता है ना। रियल में 0.1% भी हो जाए तो बहुत बड़ी बात है, अदरवाइज तो बैंकिंग सेक्टर ही कोलैप्स हो जाएगा। दिस इज अ हाईली इम्बैलेंस डाटा। अगर आपने अभी तक क्लासिफिकेशन प्रॉब्लम में काम किया होगा तो इट वाज प्योरली बैलेंस काइंड ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन प्रॉब्लम, बहुत आसानी से मॉडल पे आपका एक्यूरेसी मिल गया। लेकिन यहाँ प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि आउट ऑफ 1000 ट्रांजेक्शंस 999 इज द नॉर्मल ट्रांजेक्शन, 1 इज द फ्रॉड ट्रांजेक्शन। अब आपने बच्चे को मैथमेटिक्स और फिजिक्स पढ़ाना है, आपने मैथमेटिक्स का 100 क्वेश्चन 99 क्वेश्चन दिया, फिजिक्स का एक क्वेश्चन, वो फिजिक्स का क्वेश्चन तो समझ में ही नहीं आएगा, फिर आप एग्जाम लोगे वो बता नहीं पाएगा। हियर द इंटेलिजेंस इज रिक्वायर्ड, हाउ यू आर मेकिंग ए गुड मॉडल on a highly imbalanced data set. So these all are the columns we have read here, and now we are reading this particular data set. ठीक है ना? So info will give us all the indication that data type, is there any missing value or not, we can get very easily by the info, and by applying the describe, it will give all the descriptive statistical descriptive analysis of the entire data set. Okay. So here we have basically two different data are there. One is the training, one is the testing data. We can read. Okay. So look here, we have 12 lakh number of transactions are there in the training data set. 12 lakh number of transactions, rows, and 23 number of columns are there. In the testing data, we have 5 lakh transactions are there and 23 number of columns are there. So at the very first, what we will do, we will drop some duplicate columns. If there is any duplicate columns, we will drop it. So this is the drop duplicate options are there. क्योंकि duplicate columns में अगर आप एक ही question को बार बार train करने से it gives some overfitting kind of solution. After that, describe is the descriptive analysis we are doing. Now these all things we are doing the pre-processing part, data cleaning, data preparation, all those things we are doing. Okay. Next is we have what we have done. We have just concatenated our training and testing data. We will do the pre-processing part together. Then we will split training testing separately. Options are with you. Either you can do separately pre-processing part individually, but time consumption ज़्यादा होता है. With the help of concate, we are just adding this thing and we are doing all this thing. इसके बाद जैसे कि सेव वगैरह सबने चेक कर लिया. So these all the basic pre-processing part is required. If you are finding any kind of categorical variable, you have to apply the one-hot encoding, label encoding. I hope this concept you have developed, that in the label encoding, in the same column, it will change the categorical to numerical value. In one-hot encoding, it will create different columns. ठीक है ना? But in one-hot encoding, we always use the drop first. Okay, always we use the drop first to overcome the multicollinearity issue. ठीक है ना? So whatever, if there is a multicollinearity in the data set, अगर हमारे पास data set में multicollinearity है, हम उसको हैंडल नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो क्या हो जाएगा? If you are not handling the multicollinearity issue, what happens? Overfitting. And what about the performance? Multicollinearity means machine is not learning any new thing, keeping that particular column. ठीक है ना? So one problem is that suppose I'm asking a question and you two people are having the equal amount of knowledge, exactly equal amount of knowledge. Okay, and both are speaking together. So I will ask, no, I'm not learning any new thing. Just speak 1%, because you both are not giving a new information to me. And assume you both have the 100% equal amount of knowledge. You are highly correlated. So to make a decision, both presence is not required. Only one is enough. But assume both are there. So it's the multi-collinearity situation. But performance में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है. आप दोनों भी हो तो भाई ठीक है, परफॉर्मेंस मेरा ठीक ही रहेगा. हो सकता है ओवरफिटिंग प्रॉब्लम हो जाए. But the biggest problem is again the time complexity. Unnecessarily all the calculations आपके लिए भी हम कर रहे हैं, कुछ मिलने वाला नहीं हमको. Time complexity. Second problem, अगर हम फ्यूचर में चाहेंगे कि आउट ऑफ 20 लोगों में से मुझे 5 बेस्ट परफॉर्मर चाहिए, अरे एज्यूम यू आर द बेस्ट परफॉर्मर, तो भाई आपके तो बिल्कुल साथ में वो तो बिल्कुल आपके जैसा ही है, तो उस 5 लोगों की टीम में ये भी आ जाएंगे. I am selecting just five columns, 5 best people, and you both are coming because you both are the best performer, but the problem is आप लोग दोनों में कोई डाइवर्सिटी नहीं है. Keeping both in my team कोई ज्यादा फायदा मुझे होने वाला नहीं है. So when we will select the feature, important feature, multicollinearity will give the problem. This is the main issue. So these all things we will do, and then after doing this, all this pre-processing, this all come into the pre-processing only. Now here is the one interesting thing. I don't think you have covered this part. We are calculating the distance between the customer and merchant. Okay, what is the distance? Because we have the latitude, longitude. Okay, so we are using here the simple formula that जो कि आपने फिजिक्स में पढ़ा होगा कि रेडियस क्या है अर्थ का, 2 पॉइंट का डिस्टेंस क्या है, same concept we are applying here. Okay, and we will calculate the on the basis of latitude, longitude. This is the formula we are using here. Okay, NP sin data divided by 2 square, this all things. The same formula you will find in the physics gravitational chapter also. So basically we are calculating the distance between the buyer and the customer. ये डिस्टेंस में मिल गया. ये पार्टिकुलर एक नया कॉलम हमने बनाया है, डिस्टेंस कॉलम. ये हमें बता रहा है. सो अब हम जब अपने डाटा सेट को देखेंगे, हमारे पास एक डिस्टेंस कॉलम भी हमारे पास क्रिएट हो चुका है. देखिए यहाँ पर अभी तक क्या था, हमारे पास लैटिट्यूड लॉन्गिट्यूड था. अब हमने एक इसमें कॉलम अपना क्रिएट किया हुआ है, दैट इज द डिस्टेंस कॉलम. दिस कॉलम, ये डिस्टेंस कॉलम, इट इज इंडिकेटिंग द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द दिस पार्टिकुलर कस्टमर, मर्चेंट एंड द कस्टमर. सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द डिस्टेंस, हमारी जो एक मॉडल में वो पार्टिकुलर फीचर भी इंपॉर्टेंट है कि अनयूजुअल डिस्टेंस हो रहा है. ट्रांजेक्शन जो हुआ वो तो काफी अनयूजुअल डिस्टेंस मिल रहा है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड द फीचर इंजीनियरिंग. द क्रिएशन ऑफ द डिस्टेंस इज द फीचर इंजीनियरिंग. इट वाज नॉट ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल. सो जस्ट लाइक एस, ये हम डोमेन नॉलेज से ही इस काम को कर सकते हैं. एज अनदर एग्जांपल, अगर हम किसी होटल कैंसिलेशन के प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट पे काम कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, और वहां पर हमें गोवा में होटल बुकिंग का हमें आइडिया नहीं लग रहा है कि किस टाइम में ज्यादा चार्जेस होते हैं, कब कम होते हैं. हमने उसके डाटा सेट को मॉडल को दिया, मॉडल समझ नहीं पा रहा है. तो एज ए लेमैन, भी हम इसको आइडिया लगा सकते हैं कि यार गोवा में तो 25 जनवरी के 25 दिसंबर को ही सबसे ज्यादा भीड़ होती है. तो जो बुकिंग टाइम है होटल्स का, हम उसको 25 जनवरी से क्यों नहीं कनेक्ट कर दें, रेदर देन कि हम डेट और मंथ और ईयर हम काउंटिंग कर रहे हैं, हम उसको डिफरेंस कर दें कि हाउ क्लोज इट इज टू द 25 ऑफ जनवरी, 25 ऑफ दिसंबर. और हम नोटिस करेंगे कि अगर वो 25 दिसंबर के पॉजिटिव या नेगेटिव आसपास है, उस टाइम में गोवा में होटल्स के चार्जेस ज्यादा होती है. ठीक है ना, या +10 -10 +20 -20 जो भी आप कैलकुलेट कर लीजिए. सो एक बच्चे को भी समझाना आसान हो जाएगा कि देखो भाई ये होता है. तो मशीन को हम वैसे ही समझा रहे हैं, बट ये हमने मशीन को एक मॉडल, एक कॉलम क्रिएट करके दिया है. दैट्स कॉल्ड द फीचर इंजीनियरिंग. सो आपको जब भी आप किसी डाटा सेट पे काम करें, आपको फीचर इंजीनियरिंग आपकी जितनी सॉलिड है, आपकी परफॉर्मेंस मॉडल की उतनी ही अच्छी होगी. अगर आप वो अप्लाई नहीं कर पाएंगे तो मॉडल का परफॉर्मेंस कॉमन नहीं होगा, जो दूसरे लोग भी कर सकते हैं. दैट्स द रोल ऑफ द डोमेन एक्सपर्टाइज. सो यहाँ हमने वो कॉलम क्रिएट किया. इसके बाद जो है नेक्स्ट इज द डेट एंड टाइम. डेट एंड टाइम ऑल्सो प्ले वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, जो कि आपने शायद नहीं किया होगा. देखिए ये हमारा जो कॉलम है ना, इसमें लिखा हुआ है कि 1 जनवरी 19 ये ट्रांजेक्शन हुआ है. अब हमको ये डेट टाइम कॉलम का जो डेटा टाइप है, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मुझे सबका डेटा टाइप भी चेंज करना होता है जब हम मॉडल बिल्डिंग करते हैं. तो आपको मोस्टली ये ऑब्जेक्ट फॉर्मेट में होता है, तो उसको हम डेट टाइम फॉर्मेट में जब चेंज करेंगे, आफ्टर कन्वर्शन ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर इन डेट टाइम फॉर्मेट, यू कैन एक्सट्रैक्ट द डेट, टाइम, आवर, मिनट, सेकेंड, आप सब निकाल सकते हैं वहां से. वो निकालने के बाद आपकी मॉडल बिल्डिंग में फिर आपको हेल्प मिलेगी. ओके, दिस मंथ का ये ट्रांजेक्शन है. You can do the some kind of ED also, कि मैक्सिमम दिसंबर मंथ में फ्रॉड ट्रांजैक्शन होता है इस पर्टिकुलर लोकेशन में, मैक्सिमम इतने बजे होता है. सो आफ्टर एक्सट्रैक्टिंग दिस इंफॉर्मेशन यू कैन डू ऑल दोस थिंग. सो दिस इज द डेट टाइम कॉलम. सो वी कैन यूज द फंक्शन, टाइम फंक्शन इज देयर एंड इट्स वेरी इजी टू एक्सट्रैक्ट. लाइक इज लुक हियर, आई एम एक्सट्रैक्टिंग ईयर, मंथ, सेम लाइन ऑफ कोड इज देयर, सेम लाइन ऑफ कोड, जस्ट डॉट ईयर, डॉट मंथ, डॉट डे, डॉट नेम, डे नेम, डॉट आवर. ठीक है ना. ये मॉडल बिल्डिंग हम लोग बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वे में भी कर सकते हैं, जो सामने वालों को समझ में ही नहीं आए. लेकिन इंटेलिजेंसी यही है कि आप पहले खुद समझकर अगर मॉडल बनाइए जो जेनरिक मॉडल हो, कि कल के डेट में डेट टाइम पे काम करना हो तो कुछ नहीं करेंगे, मैं इस फाइल को खोलूंगा और देखूंगा यार क्या मैंने अप्रोच लगाया था. कल मुझे डिस्टेंस पे काम करना होगा तो मैं खोलूंगा और किसी को भी मैं समझा सकता हूँ कि देखो भाई फिजिक्स का ये फॉर्मूला हमने यहाँ लगाया हुआ है और कुछ नहीं है इसमें। सो डोंट थिंक एज ए कंप्यूटर साइंस पर्सन। हम लोग एमबीए किए हुए हैं, हम दूसरे ढंग से सोचते हैं, सिंपल, और उससे फार बेटर हम सोल्यूशन दे सकते हैं। आप प्रॉब्लम दीजिए, मैं आपको एक कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियर से ज्यादा अच्छे से बताऊंगा बिजनेस कैसे किया जाता है ना। तो यही सब कुछ है और हमें टूल्स प्रोवाइड हेल्प कर रहा है सारे टूल्स। सो ये सारे कॉलम्स फिर हम लोग देखेंगे इसके। उसके बाद ईडीए पार्ट, अगेन वी आर डूइंग द सेम ईडीए पार्ट दैट वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड। दिस इज द ईडीए वी आर डूइंग। सो दिस, उसके पहले हमने क्या किया था, प्री प्रोसेसिंग, है ना, मॉडल कुछ कॉलम क्रिएट करना, कुछ कॉलम हटाना, ये सब कुछ किया। ईडीए कर रहे हैं हम, इंटरप्रिटेशन करेंगे इसको देखने के बाद। ये सब होने के बाद जब हमारा सारा काम कंप्लीट हो गया, देन द मॉडल बिल्डिंग विल स्टार्ट। ठीक है ना, तो अब यहाँ आ रहे हैं, ये हमने ईडीए कर दिया। अब आप आ जाइए यहाँ पर, ये हमने हिट में अभी हमने क्या किया, कोरिलेशन मैट्रिक्स फाइंड आउट कर रहे हैं। व्हाट इज द कोरिलेशन बिटवीन वन कॉलम एंड अनदर कॉलम। यहाँ पर भी एक कैच है। अब देखिए, अब मान लीजिए फॉर एग्जांपल कि कोई एक पर्टिकुलर कॉलम ही डिक्टेट कर रहा है डिसीजन को। होटल बुकिंग का, आपने होटल बुकिंग के डाटा सेट पे आप काम कर रहे हैं, उसमें एक कॉलम है चेक इन। अब आप प्रिडिक्ट कर रहे हो कि बंदे ने कैंसिलेशन तो नहीं किया है ना। अब सोचिए कितनी सिंपल बात है, अगर वो चेक इन किया है तो कैंसिलेशन किया ही नहीं है। और बहुत ही चांसेस कम होते हैं कि आप एक होटल में चेक इन करने के बाद आप रूम में इंटर करते हैं और फिर आपके बच्चे बोलते हैं पापा यहाँ तो छिपकली है, या आपका छोटा भाई बोलता है यहाँ छिपकली है, स्मेल आ रहा है हमें चूहे की। अब आप बोलते नहीं, मैं तो रहूंगा नहीं। चेक इन करने के बाद आपने कैंसिल किया, बट चांसेस आर वेरी लेस। बट वो पर्टिकुलर कॉलम ही डिक्टेट कर देगा कि मॉडल आपका आप कैंसिलेशन है या नहीं। तो हम इस पर्टिकुलर correlation matrix में, if you are finding one particular column is dictating, we always drop that column in the model building, never use that column for the model building. Okay, so correlation matrix में हम चेक कर लेंगे। इसके बाद हमारा नेक्स्ट आ जाता है, once you start the model building, first of all we have to create the training and testing data set. Before that we will split the dependent independent variables. So here I am splitting the डिपेंडेंट इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल, है ना, क्योंकि मॉडल को तो नहीं पता आपका टारगेट वेरिएबल क्या है। आप उसको जो बताओगे उसी को प्रेडिक्ट करेगा। तो हमारा टारगेट वेरिएबल है कि वेदर इट इज अ फ्रॉड और नॉट। सो आई एम जस्ट ड्रॉपिंग द टारगेट वेरिएबल एंड ऑल द अदर वेरिएबल्स आई एम कीपिंग इन द एक्स, मींस आवर इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल। आफ्टर दैट we will create the training and testing data set. With the help of train test split we have created it. Next, after doing all those things, everything is fine. Now we can do the one hot encoding because there are many categorical variables. ठीक है ना, ये सब कुछ होने के बाद फिर हीट मैप भी हम देख लेंगे। नाउ फीचर सिलेक्शन, वी कैन सेलेक्ट व्हाट आर द इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर्स, क्योंकि अननेसेसरीली अनवांटेड फीचर्स को जिसका कोई यूज नहीं है उसको पहले ही हटा देते हैं और इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर्स को रख लेंगे, उसी को यूज करके हम मॉडल बिल्डिंग में अपना प्रोसेस करेंगे। इट विल हेल्प अस इन द टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑल्सो। ठीक है, सो फीचर सिलेक्शन का भी देयर आर मेनी मेथड्स आर देयर, मेनी मेथड्स आर देयर। आपको काई2 टेस्ट इज देयर, रैंडम फॉरेस्ट फीचर सिलेक्शन इज देयर, एक्सिबूस फीचर सिलेक्शन, हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग से भी हम कर सकते हैं फीचर सिलेक्शन। क्योंकि हम जब मशीन का मॉडल बना रहे हैं तो हम बोल रहे हैं कि सभी फीचर इंपॉर्टेंट है, ऑल आर इंपॉर्टेंट, बट हमारा नल हाइपोथेसिस बोल रहा है नो, कोई भी फीचर इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है। तब हम यहाँ पी वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करेंगे सभी कॉलम्स के लिए। जहां भी हम नल हाइपोथेसिस को रिजेक्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे उस फीचर को ड्रॉप कर देंगे। तो मेनी मेथड्स आर देयर। नाउ वी आर यूजिंग द फर्स्ट द लॉजिस्टिक रिग्रेशन। इंपोर्ट किया हमने लॉजिस्टिक रिग्रेशन को, एक्सटेंड वाई ट्रेन पे हमने फिट कर दिया, लॉग फिट, और ये हमारा एक्यूरेसी आ गया। नाउ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, कैन यू टेल मी बाय लुकिंग एट दिस एक्यूरेसी हाउ गुड दिस मॉडल इज। ये मॉडल कितना अच्छा है बताइए मुझे। एक्यूरेसी इज 99.59%। इज इट ए गुड मॉडल? यस, यस, नो, why? Here our accuracy is 99.5%. Why it is not a good model? नहीं, accuracy अच्छी है तो उसमें क्या रीजन है? Accuracy 99.5% है। आप बताइए ये मॉडल अच्छा, लुक और भी चीज है इसमें, ध्यान दीजिए, आप देख नहीं पा रहे हैं ना। क्लासिफिकेशन रिपोर्ट देखिए, कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स देखिए। अब बताइए मुझे कि यह मॉडल अच्छा है या नहीं। ओके, 1 मिनट। चलिए मैं आपको हिंट दे रहा हूँ ना। एक्यूरेसी, अगर मान लीजिए आपके पास एक डाटा सेट है जिसमें कि 100 95 डिजीज 95 हेल्दी पेशेंट है, 5 डिजीज पेशेंट है। आपको जो हॉस्पिटल ने जो डाटा सेट पे काम करने दिया हुआ है, उसका पर्पस क्या है? आइडेंटिफाई करना है किसको? डिजीज पेशेंट को। आपका मॉडल अमेजिंग है, आइडेंटिफाई कर रहा है किसको? 95 हेल्दी पेशेंट को। उसने सबको लिख दिया हेल्दी 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 हेल्दी। भाई 95 तो ऐसे ही करेक्ट हो गया आपका, आपके मॉडल के परफॉर्मेंस से 95%, बट वो मॉडल किसी काम का नहीं है। सो क्लासिफिकेशन प्रॉब्लम में जब हमारे पास हाईली इम्बैलेंस डाटा हो, एक्यूरेसी हैज नो रोल, कोई मतलब नहीं एक्यूरेसी देखने का। आप किसको देखेंगे? रिकॉल वैल्यू को। रिकॉल में किसको देखेंगे? 1 को, जो क्या है हमारा माइनॉरिटी क्लास है। ठीक है, फर्स्ट थिंग। कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स में देखेंगे, व्हाट इज दिस? टाइप 1 एरर। 155 इज टाइप 1 एरर, दिस इज द टाइप 2 एरर। किस सिचुएशन में टाइप 1 एरर इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, कब टाइप 2 एरर इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, ये भी आप डोमेन नॉलेज से ही जान पाएंगे, है ना। क्योंकि ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, हो सकता है कि हमें हम अगर, और देयर इज अ ट्रेड ऑफ बिटवीन द बायस वेरिएंस, ट्रेड ऑफ बिटवीन द टाइप 1 टाइप 2 एरर। तो ये तो मॉडल हमें अच्छा नहीं दे रहा है, अब क्या करें? हमने बैलेंसिंग अप्रोच लगा सकते हैं, हम अपने डाटा सेट को बैलेंस कर सकते हैं, ठीक है ना। बैलेंसिंग ओनली डू ऑन द ट्रेनिंग डाटा सेट, नेवर एवर ऑन द टेस्टिंग डाटा सेट। आप किसी किसी आर्टिकल में देखेंगे, गूगल पे लिखा रहता है, उन्होंने बैलेंसिंग करके मॉडल को बहुत अच्छा दे दिया। वो किसी भी दुनिया का किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, बट दैट इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल, ठीक है ना, बिकॉज दे हैव बैलेंस द इंटायर डाटा सेट। वी ओनली बैलेंस द ट्रेनिंग डाटा सेट। बैलेंसिंग मतलब कि अगर आपको 7 दिनों के बाद आपको फुटबॉल खेलना है और कंडीशन है कि आपको खाली पैर खेलना है, आप शूज पहन के प्रैक्टिस तो नहीं कर सकते हैं ना, आपको खाली पैर भी प्रैक्टिस करना होगा। तो बैलेंस करके मॉडल आप नहीं बना सकते हैं। बैलेंस करके आप सिर्फ ट्रेनिंग दे सकते हैं, टेस्टिंग डाटा को कभी भी बैलेंस नहीं किया जाता है। बट मेनी प्लेस यू विल फाउंड पीपल आर मेकिंग दिस ब्लंडर मिस्टेक, कि वो टेस्टिंग डाटा को बैलेंस कर रहे हैं और किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर देंगे तब तो बहुत आसानी से, बट दैट इज द 100% आई वॉश। सो हियर वी आर नॉट हैप्पी विद दिस मॉडल। नाउ लुक हियर, आफ्टर बैलेंसिंग वी आर फाइंडिंग ए better performance. This. Okay, sure. So this is all the process, different models. So look here, after applying all these models, finally, if you reach at the end, I have applied the XGBoost also. It is also one of the nice model. Okay. So here it's giving this performance, 98, 91. Okay, means both classes it's able to identify exactly. So that's we consider as a good model when you are finding a 98 and 91% kind of things. So this is all the how to select the different models, how to use the different approaches. This all about the model building. So this is we have discussed the. This is also one of the things we have learned about the ROC curve, how to evaluate the model. This is also play very important role. And this is the cost benefit analysis. If you do the model, so आप बोलोगे कि भैया आपको क्या फायदा होगा इस मॉडल से, कितना कितना पैसे आपका सेव हो रहा है, बैंकिंग को बताओगे तब तो आपको एक मॉडल बनाने का वो 20 लाख रुपए पे कर रहा है ना। सो हमने जब यहाँ कैलकुलेट किया तो ये मॉडल हमारा जो सेव करेगा अप्रोक्सीमेटली दिस मच अमाउंट ऑफ मनी, $1,74,588 इन ए ईयर। सोचिए इतने का ट्रांजेक्शन हो रहा है फ्रॉड में, अगर वो मॉडल हमारा यूज करेगा तो फ्रॉड ट्रांजेक्शन को रोक सकते हैं आप। सो कॉस्ट एनालिसिस इज ऑल्सो रिक्वायर्ड व्हेन यू आर बिल्डिंग। सो हियर सब कुछ तो मैनेजमेंट ही है ना, अपना एमबीए का जो हमने किया हुआ है आप बस अप्लाई कीजिए, यू विल बी द अमेजिंग इन दिस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड। ओके, सो आई होप यू ऑल हैज एंजॉयड दिस सेशन। प्लीज टेल मी यस नो। ओके, थैंक यू। चलिए, थैंक यू वेरी मच, है ना। बहुत अच्छे से हम लोग स्टडी करेंगे ईच एंड एवरीथिंग को, बिल्कुल कि आप अपनी दादी अम्मा को समझा सकते हैं कि हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं, वो भी एंजॉय करेगी। यस, बहुत आसान है ये तो, ऐसी पढ़ाई होनी चाहिए। ठीक है, थैंक यू, थैंक्स अ लॉट।
Thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge with us. It was indeed an enriching session. Now, I would request Professor Dr. Anita Vinayak ma'am to please felicitate a guest with memento. I would also like to request Professor Samat sir to felicitate a guest with a memento as a token of honor and gratitude. We would humbly thank our guest, Mr. Mithilesh Singh, sir, for gracing the session with his presence. Thank you, sir.
We further extend our heartfelt gratitude to Professor Dr. Sanjeev Bansal sir for creating such great learning opportunities for our students. We would also like to thank our session coordinator, Professor Dr. Anita Vinayak ma'am, and our session facilitator, Dr. Samarth Sharma sir, for their continuous support and guidance. To each and every one of you, thank you for joining us today and making this session a success. Thank you.